Welcome to BidBuy video number 1, How to Register in BidBuy. This is Craig Williams with the Executive Ethics Commission, and I will be discussing how to register your business in BidBuy. BidBuy is the state of Illinois' new web-based e-procurement system designed to streamline procurement processes and offer expanded services. Once fully implemented, BidBuy will replace the Illinois Procurement Bulletin, or IPB, as the notification system for procurement opportunities. In addition, BidBuy links directly to the Illinois Procurement Gateway, or IPG, the portal for vendors who are ready to sell to the state. For vendors already registered in the Illinois Procurement Gateway, please refer to video number 3 for instruction on completing your pre-populated registration. To start a new registration, go to BidBuy at https://www.bidbuy.illinois.gov using any internet browser. The BidBuy login screen displays a brief introduction, helpful links to user guides, the current bulletin, the Illinois Procurement Gateway, and Sell to Illinois. In addition, just above the login box, the BidBuy Help Desk contact information is listed to assist vendors along the way. Below the box is a menu of available options to navigate BidBuy. The first two are for vendor registration: Register to create a new vendor account within BidBuy, and Complete registration to return to an unfinished vendor registration. Once fully implemented, you will be able to select Open Bids to browse current bid opportunities, regardless of whether you are registered in BidBuy. And finally, Registered Vendor Search to search for vendors registered in BidBuy. To create a new vendor registration, select Register just below the login box. After the pop-up box appears, provide the company's federal tax identification number, company name, country, and email address. In addition, BidBuy asks whether the tax ID number is an EIN or SSN. After completion, click Submit, and you will be routed to the full vendor registration page. As you complete your registration, a few items to remember. First, you must complete any entry that has an asterisk, as it is required. Second, you need not complete the entire registration at once. You can return to your incomplete registration by selecting Complete Registration at the bottom of the BidBuy login screen. Third, the first time you log in, you will be asked to reset your password. And finally, if you are already registered in the Illinois Procurement Gateway, or IPG, you should have received an email with instructions on how to complete your registration. For further details, go to video number 3, Registering in BidBuy for IPG Vendors Only. Within the vendor registration page, there are several subtabs for you to complete. First, complete the company's basic information, including address and phone. For vendors interested in becoming an emergency supplier in case of emergency, input your round-the-clock contact information. Following that, the vendor will complete the Administrator tab and select Save and Continue Registration at the bottom. In BidBuy, there are two types of roles on a vendor's account: the seller and the seller administrator. During the initial account setup, the person identified in the Administrator tab will be designated as the seller administrator. In addition to all of the rights of the seller administrator can also maintain the organization's information, maintain user profiles, and can invite associated organizations to register in BidBuy. The roles can be changed at any time, though there must always be at least one seller administrator. For more information on the role of seller administrator, please refer to video number 2 and the associated step-by-step guide. Though you may choose any login ID, we suggest you use your email address. The password you select must be at least 8 characters long and contain at least one letter, one number, and one special character, such as a question mark. Once you have completed the Administrator tab, click Save and Continue Registration. The next tab is used to enter any additional addresses for your company. You can also designate the default mailing address. A seller administrator can always go in later and edit or add more addresses. Once you have completed these entries, click Continue Registration. The Terms tab is used to indicate desired terms. However, the purchase order or contract terms will always override selections made here. Click Continue Registration or Save and Continue Registration to continue. The Categories and Certifications tab has several questions for the vendor to answer and for the interface between the Illinois Procurement Gateway and the Business Enterprise Program certification system. These questions include both Central Management Services and Chief Procurement Office information to be used in understanding our vendor mix, used in setting subcontractor goals, and searching for vendors, including those registered in the Small Business Set-Aside program. Begin by selecting your federal tax classification. Next is a series of optional questions to tell us a little bit about your company. Entries for State of Illinois Business Enterprise Program, Veteran-Owned Business Program, State Use Program, Active Enrollment in the Illinois Procurement Gateway, and Small Business Set-Aside Program will all be auto-filled if applicable. And finally, you must check the final item, certifying that all of the information provided is accurate and true. Click Save and Continue Registration or Continue Registration when you have finished. You will be alerted if any of the mandatory entries have not been completed. The Final Entry tab is for Commodity and Service Codes. NIGP commodity codes are used by the state to indicate the goods or services to be procured. Here you can select as many codes as you wish, which will allow you to appear in NIGP targeted searches and receive notices via the bulletin. If you have already registered with the Illinois Procurement Gateway, those codes will carry forward to BidBuy. Use the drop-down menu to search by NIGP class alphabetically, then click Search. Alternatively, you can search by entering a keyword to access all codes associated with that keyword, and again click Search. Once you have identified an applicable code, click in the box on the far left to select. If you care to search for additional codes, click Save and Add More at the bottom of the screen. Otherwise, click Save and Continue to select and complete your registration. Once all is complete, you can review your selections on the Summary tab. Review the information and make any revisions by returning to the applicable tab. When satisfied with your entries, click Complete Registration at the bottom of the page. Once submitted, BidBuy will send an email to the seller administrator showing completion of the registration. Congratulations! This completes the video on how to register in BidBuy. Please refer to video number 2 for guidance on the role of the seller administrator or video number 3 on how to register in BidBuy for Illinois Procurement Gateway vendors only. Thank you for your participation.